Bond valuation. Bonds can be issued at par value, at a discount, or at a premium. If the effective interest rate is less than the nominal interest rate, it is issued at a premium, and the interest expense effect is declining or decreasing, while the amortization increasing. If the effective interest rate or the market rate is higher than the nominal interest rate, the bond is issued at a discount. So as the time passes by until it mature, the interest expense increases as well as the amortization until it reach the face value. While the effective interest rate, if it is equal to nominal, the bond is issued at a par value. So the interest expense will be the same while the amortization is increasing. Effective interest rate is also known as market rate, discount rate, and yield to maturity. Nominal interest rate, on the other hand, is stated interest rate, coupon interest rate. So when market rate increases, the bond price decreases and vice versa, because the lower the market rate, the higher the present value factors, which are used in computing for the bond value, the present value 1 and present value ordinary annuity. The bond's yield is commonly known as the yield to maturity. Okay? And this is the discount rate used to compute the present value factors for single payment and annuity due, which in turn used to calculate the bond market value. YTM is the required rate of return on the bond if the bondholder does not intend to sell the bond. While the expected total return, which we are going to discuss later, okay, equivalent to current yield plus capital gains yield, will be the format or formula in case the bondholder will sell the bond prior to its maturity. Okay? And how to compute the YTM? It is coupon payment plus face minus bond value over T, the time until it mature, all over bond value times 0.6 plus face value times 0.4. Coupon payment is computed by simply multiplying nominal interest rate by the face value. Okay, face value. So we have here, okay, additional information with regard to bond, wherein the bond may be issued with call provision, okay, which gives the issuing company the right to redeem or call the bond prior to its maturity. On the other hand, the bond may also be issued by the corporation with put provision. Okay? If it is a bond with put provision, the right or option is granted to the bondholder. So it is the bondholder who can put back, okay, the bond prior to its maturity. Okay? So call provision shall be exercised by the issuer prior to maturity of the bond when the market interest rate falls below the coupon rate of the bond. Okay? Because the market price will increase. And definitely, the call price, okay? The call price, it is the price, okay, paid by the issuer if it intends to redeem the bond. Okay? If the call price is lower than the bond price, we have to expect the issuer to redeem the bond. Okay? While if the call price is higher than the bond price, we should not expect a redemption because it is disadvantageous on the part of the issuer. So the rate of return earned on bond when the issuer called the bond prior to its maturity is regarded as yield to call. So in YTM, it is face value minus bond value. While in yield to call, it's call price minus bond value. In YTM, divide this by T. In yield to call, divide this by N. It is the year when the call provision is exercisable. And for the denominator, we have bond value times 0.6 plus face value times 0.4, while in YTC, call price times 0.4. Okay? Let's illustrate. We have Imelda Corp has outstanding bond with 1,000 face value and 10-year left until maturity. The bond may be called starting year 3. So this is the call protection period, year 1, year 2. Starting year 3, the issuer may now redeem the bond if it is advantageous on their part. So that's 110% of 1,000. That's 1,100. That's the call price. They have 12% coupon interest rate and their current price is 1,165. So nominal interest rate, 12% times 1,000. That's coupon payment, 120. And the bond price is 1,165. How much is the call price to be received by the bondholder if the bonds were redeemed at year 3? Our answer is 1,100. What is the current yield expected on the investment in Imelda Corp? And that is computed by simply dividing coupon payment by the bond price. What is the estimated yield to maturity on investment of Imelda Corp? Using YTM from the preceding question, what will be the price of the bond on second year? So i-amortize lang natin to. If Imelda Corp wanted to exercise its right to call in year 3, what is the yield to call? And if Imelda Corp did not call in year 3, will the investor expect a call in year 6? Indicate the price on year 6. So if the market price, okay, is greater than the call price, makakatipid kasi ang issuer. Kaya we have to expect a call. But if the market price is lower than the call price, bakit mo naman babawiin kung ikaw ang issuer? Okay, so to answer, the call price is 1,100. The current yield is 10.30, which is computed by dividing 120, that's 12% of 1,000, all over 1,165, the bond price. So 10.30. The YTM is estimated at 9.42. Okay? And this is computed by dividing 103.5 by 1,099. 103.5 is computed, okay, by adding the coupon payment and the face value minus the bond price over time until it matured, 10 years. So that is 103.5. And then 60-40 format, 1,165 times 0.6 and 1,000 times 0.4. Now use this in computing the present value factor, or simply bond price old, okay, multiply this by 1 plus effective interest rate of 9.42, okay, minus the coupon payment of 120 in this case. So you have here the bond price second year or bond price new of 1,140. 10 minus 2 because in year 1, okay, we have 9 years left until maturity. In year 2, we have 8 years left. So 8. So 1.0942 divide equals ka ng 8. That is 0.48666. Minus 1 divided by 0.0942. That is 5.44946. So our answer for bond price year 2 is 1,140. The yield to call is computed by dividing, okay, the coupon payment plus call price minus bond price over N, and which is the call period, okay, third year, all over 60-40, 1,165 times 0.6 and 1,1 times 0.4. So that's 8.63. So that's yield to call. Okay, so if the market price falls below 8.63, expect a call. Okay, but if the market price or market rate, I should say, is greater than 8.63, do not expect a call. So in year 6, okay, so 10 minus 6, so you have your 4 years left until maturity. So the present value factor is 0.69761 using 9.42 effective interest rate. So the bond price is 1,082. So this is the market price of the bond versus the call price, and the call price again is 1,100. So if you are the issuer, of course, it is disadvantageous on your part to pay 1,1 and receive 1,082. So if the market price is less than the call price, okay, do not redeem. If the market price is greater than the call price, then you have to expect a redemption or call, exercise of call provision. JJL bond with current yield of 8.56 and annual coupon rate of 7% matures in 8 years. The face value of the bond is 1,000. So current yield, what's the formula? Coupon payment all over bond price. okay, is equivalent to 8.56. So what is the price of the bond if it is issued today? So you have, okay, i-plot mo lang current yield, coupon payment over bond price. So coupon payment is 7% times 1,000, that's 70. Okay, over bond price na hinahanap natin ngayon, kaya i-transpose mo lang. So you have divide this by 0.856, so that's 817.76. That's the answer for number 1. Eh di alam mo na ang bond price, 817.76. Alam mo ang coupon payment, alam mo kung ilang years until it mature, kaya pwede ka nang mag-estimate ng YTM. So face value, 1,000 minus 817.76 over 8 years plus 70. Divide this by 60/40 format, so that's 890.66, so that's 10.42, that's the YTM. And what is the capital gains yield? So assuming that the so-called bondholder does not intend to sell the bond until it matures, so the YTM is the same as expected total return. Okay? But if the bondholder will sell the bond, okay, so you have to use the expected total return formula, which is again current yield plus capital gains yield. So YTM is 10.42, current yield is given 8.56, so the capital gains yield is 1.86. Okay, and the intention of the bondholder is to hold the bond until it matures. Now, returns on bonds, we have YTM and YTC. We have already discussed. So let's proceed to capital gains or loss yield. If the bondholder sells the bond to other investors when the market interest rate declines or rises, so if it will decline, the market price increases, so there is capital gain. If it will increase, the market rate increases, then the bond price decreases. So there will be an expected capital loss yield. Okay? So ETR is current yield plus capital gains or loss yield. Current yield is coupon payment over bond price old. Capital gains yield is bond price new, which could either be the amortized price of the bond. Say for example, okay, in year 1, so bond price 1 minus bond price year 0, okay, all over bond price year 0. Oh, that's for year 1. Okay? While if it is year 2, bond price 2, okay, minus bond price 1, okay, all over bond price 1. However, if the bondholder will sell the bond, so it is the selling price, okay? If it is in year 2, then the selling price minus bond price in year 2, okay, the price when the bond was sold, okay, divide this by bond price year 2, because that will be treated as the cost. So the bond price new, okay, is the selling price after the change in the discount rate, while the bond price old is the cost, which is the current market value of the bond. Okay, so take note. Okay, if the bondholder does not intend to sell the bond, use this format. If the bondholder will sell the bond, okay, the bond price new will be the selling price, while the bond price old will be the cost, okay, or the amortized value of the bond prior to its sale. Okay. So to illustrate, we have Coleman Industries has bonds outstanding with 1,000 face value and 10 years left until maturity. They have 12% annual coupon payment and current bond price is 1,185. So the bond price new, okay, will be computed and the bond price old is at 1,185. The bond price may be called at 5 years at 108 of the face value. So we have here 1,080 is the call price. What is the yield to maturity? What is the yield to call? What is the expected rate of return if the bond is sold to an investor for 1,175? So this is 1,175. So 1,175 after year 2. So you have to compute the bond price in year 2 and the selling price is 1,175. That will be your capital gains. So yield to maturity, coupon payment, that's 120, face value 1,000, bond price 1,185 given. Over 10, so all over 60/40, so the answer is 9.13. The yield to call is call price, minus bond price. So the call price is 1,080. So instead of face value, it will now be the call price minus 1,185, which is the bond price, all over 4. The period when the bond may be exercised or called. The call provision is exercised in year 4, so divide this by year 4. Sir, what if in year 6? So divide this in year 6. Divide this by year 6 or year 5. Because the call protection, assuming, it will start in year 5, so divide this by 5. But in number 2, since it is asked, to compute for the yield to call in year 4, we assume that the call provision period, will start in year 4. So divide this by 4. Okay, so 8.20 will be the yield to call. However, if it is asked to compute for the expected rate of return, do not expect that the yield to call will be the total rate of return, because in year 5, the bond may be called in year 5, so the yield to call will only be computed starting year 5. Okay? So in year 2, the bond price was sold for 1,175. Okay? So current yield is coupon payment over the bond price old, so that's 120 over 1,160. Okay? Bond price new is the selling price, 1,175. Okay? While the bond price old is 1,160. Okay? So that is the price of the bond in year 2. So that's present value 1 in year 2. So that's 10 minus 2, 8 years left until maturity, 0.4971 times 1,000, plus present value ordinary annuity, 10 minus 2, that's 8 years left until maturity, times coupon payment 120. So the bond price old is 1,160. Okay? So the answer now is 11.64. Again, class, if you are being asked to compute for the capital gains yield in year 2, the bond price old will be the price in year 2. Okay? But if you're being asked to compute for the annual capital gains or annual total return for the year, and that will be in year 1, assuming, so you can use the bond price today, today. Okay? And the bond price new will be the bond price 1. Okay? So that will be the new bond price if the bondholder does not intend to sell the bond until its maturity. Okay? So this ends our discussion with regard to yield to maturity, yield to call, and expected total return.